Alright, there's the link. Alright, so first things first, the UI. So it's kind of like the bow with the coatings. You see how I'm flipping through the ammo types. All right, so that's where you're gonna see the pertaining information for your bowgun. Now, see where it says normal ammo 2? Above that, you see a bullet icon. Yeah, so that is the special ammo in this case. So for special ammo, when you have your heavy bowgun drawn, you see at the top right it says load special ammo. All right. Yeah, so you can always reload that, even if the ammunition is not ready. But you don't want to load it when it's not ready because you won't be able to fire it. So the way we know it's loaded right now is if you look at the bullet icon now, it's like full orange. So that means it's loaded and it's ready to be fired. In this particular weapon is Wyvern Snipe, so that's, I don't know if you've seen me, but like you go into like a sniping position, prone. Well, like see how like he lays on the ground. So it's the way this gun works with Wyvern Snipe is like it's kind of like Dragon Piercer with the bow. When you shoot it, it's gonna go through all the hitting boxes of the monster depending on its trajectory. So this one's only got 2, so it just leaves an explosive and then it blows up on wherever hitboxes it touches. And now if you look at the bottom right after I fired it, now there's like a gauge that's filling up slowly. So that's that. When that fills up, you're gonna be able to use that ammunition again. That one auto generates. You don't have to buy anything or craft anything for it. It's just like a special skill for the bowgun. Right now, I have normal ammo 3 equipped. That's loaded already, and it says if you look at the number on the left, it says 7, right? That means I have 7 bullets in the clip that I can shoot. And then the one on the right, the number on the right is how many bullets I'm carrying on me for this. So normal ammo 1 is always gonna be infinite. You're always gonna be able to fire this one. So if you see the blue icons, that's every bullet that you're using on your clip that's available. So if you see on the top right, middle right of the screen, it says True Razor Sharp Spur Shot. So that's from the Nargacuga bonus set. So every time you see that notice comes, it means I got to shoot a bullet for free. It doesn't consume a clip charge, and it doesn't consume any a round that I may be carrying it. Now, after we finish shooting, you see how it said like we have to reload, right? And this is the tricky part. So I just loaded. You can load the special even if it's not the one you're using, so you can use that, you know, for added damage with having to reload whatever normal ammo you were using. To reload, you just press triangle. Yeah, when your ammo, because you shoot with, you know, you aim and then you aim with the L2 and you shoot with the R2. Yeah, triangle is only for reload when you're using bow guns. You don't have to wait until the clip is finished. You can reload at any time. So this is where certain ammos, depending on what the bowgun is specialized on, each reload is gonna be different. For instance, you see how like for the normal ammo I can even move when I'm reloading because it's like a normal reload level, right? But if I were to use a cluster bomb, for instance, see how that position changes? I can't move around when I'm shooting this. Let me know if when the video caught up to that. And you aim with that circle on the ground. So I can't move. I can only move where I'm going to shoot, and then I can change how far I'm going to shoot for a certain distance. But let's say, so I can shoot this fast on this ammunition because of the recoil suppressors I equipped. which you equipped on yours too. Because the recoil is low on this ammo, I can shoot it faster. So to give you an example, and see how like the reload is different. He actually like puts one knee down and then reloads. Yeah, so that's because of that. So if I go and do this, I'm gonna remove the. You said you have level 2, right? Recoil suppressor. Okay, so I'm gonna remove. So I just have with the same mods that you have on yours, 2 recoil suppressors and 1 shield. So like look at the difference. Notice how like much slower I shoot per round, even though I'm pressing the R2 continuously. Yeah, so that's what that is gonna affect on this one, but that's okay because it's. The cluster bombs are slow by nature anyway, so it's not that huge of a difference. It will make an impact in long fights, but it's not the end of the world if it's slower. The real reason we want the recoil suppressors is for sticky ammo. So let me go ahead and change to the sticky ammo. Let me show you what it is with all the mods first, so you can have some reference. So I'm gonna equip them back. Okay. Now they have been equipped. So notice the first the motion of the gun and how often I can shoot. The reload is the same as the cluster bomb, so that's one thing. But notice the damage, number 1 per shot, how fast I can shoot it, and then also the deviation of the crosshairs every time I shoot. So yeah. All right. So now keep that in mind. Now let's remove the 2 mods. What seems cheap? Oh, it is low. Yes, that's another thing to keep in mind. Alright, so now I'm gonna shoot with only 2 recoil suppressors. Look at how the gun behaves. See how it moves in back? And still, that's not too bad. So now I know that you're gonna be working. You know, it's not gonna be bad even though you don't have all those mods, but like check out without recoil suppressors, just to give you the basic point of reference. Like that's really bad. Now you're not gonna be able to shoot. There's always gonna be an ammo type or 2 in a specific gun that's gonna have that kind of behavior. You don't want to rely on that ammunition. You don't want to make that your primary ammunition if the gun shoots it like that. But there are certain scenarios where that it may be. If it's a status type ammo, like sleep, paralyze, or poison, it's okay. You don't have to continuously keep spamming it. So you can just choose a point of attack on the monster where you think you got enough time to be able to absorb that recoil without getting punished. Yeah, but if it's your main source of damage and your gun's behaving like that, you're probably doing something wrong. Yeah, the shield, we only won 1. Because so you could put all the shields that you can possibly have, so you can have up to 4 shields, and that's going to reduce the amount of damage you take immensely. However, you have to the reason we only have 1 shield, number 1, great, we wouldn't be taking much damage if we block, but if we have that to deal with that recoil with everything we shoot, we're not gonna, it's gonna be very long fights. You're probably gonna be comfy, you're not gonna take a lot of damage, but it's gonna take you forever to kill anything. And probably even if you have that shield, you could be severely punished when you're dealing with that recoil as well. No, I'm just giving you like what you don't have to like keep this into consideration, because once you have this set up with the 4 recoil suppressors and shield, you don't have to deal with any of this anymore, unless you want to like start making your own heavy bowgun stuff. But I'm just explaining why these are there so you understand somewhat. So as far as the technique with this is, it's just you shoot, like for what I do with Raging Brack is simple. I was like, you know, I try to put as many stickies as I can on his head. Eventually he's gonna give me a KO. And when he's on the ground, then I instantly swap to the Cluster Bombs 3. I'm not using the right loadout for this, so that's why I'm scrolling through all that. And then once it's on the ground, I just start shooting the Cluster Bombs. No, Cluster Bombs are actual ammo that you carry. But if you notice, like, it's, I forgot how many, I think it's like 6? No, 5. 5 little bombs come out of the main one. And look, so meaning every time I'm shooting, when all of them hit, I'm hitting for about 500 damage. So, and then and that's where true razor sharp, because there's been times where even though you can only have 3 rounds per clip, that could be turned into, I've had it turn into like 10. Yep, it keeps giving me, so like that sometimes that's just gonna make you destroy a monster in one knockout. And then you also this gun is, there's another one that's, for instance, the Deviljho gun is very good in this on this method as well. The reason this gun's preferred over the Deviljho is because this one has both paralysis ammo 2 and sleep ammo 2. And those are gonna give you, so let's say we KO them twice, right? So that means that I'm already registering, it's gonna be a long time before I get another KO, because every time you put a status on a monster, it's gonna keep increasing its resistance. So at that point, once he's been KO'd twice, or if he's on rage mode, I'll either use the paralysis or sleep to give me another window where that's going on. Now if I show you how I deal with this, I'm gonna equip my item loadout. This is how I keep, so see in this radial that you're gonna see in a bit, I have all the ammo types set. So that way, because like, I mean, you could memorize the order on the heavy bowgun ammo UI on the bottom right. Some people do it like that, you know, it's whatever works best for you. But because every heavy bowgun's differently, so this ammo order is going to be different. And also this ammo order is going to change depending on what order what bullets you're actually carrying on you. And that's a bit confusing for me, because let's say I'm doing the clusters, right, level 3. Once I run out of bullets, that's gonna go away from that scroller. It's not gonna even show 0, it's just gonna not be there. So that's gonna throw me off a bit if I try that method. So in this, so let's say I'm fighting Bracky, right? I'm gonna start shooting the sticky until like he's KO'd or I can't anymore. So I keep going. So I've run out of bullets. Well, I've run out of bullets for me to shoot on this clip, but I know I'm gonna need more after I reload, because I can only carry 9 rounds extra, right, at a time. So I'm carrying the ingredients to make more bullets in my item loadout. I can tell you those later, what those are later, but let's focus just on what we have. So while I'm reloading, I can go into my menu and create more, as you can see right there. Did you catch it? Yeah. So while I'm reloading, I already have reserves already ready for me to be used. That goes. I do the same for clusters. For clusters, I shoot. I shoot as many rounds as I can. The difference with the clusters is that when I suspect the monster's about to get up, while he's doing that animation, I'm gonna use that time to actually reload. So if I run out of shells, even if I haven't run out of shells, I'll just craft new ones so that when I reload, I'm gonna have all 3 ready to be shot next time I select that ammo. But again, this is not something what I expect that is gonna be for you at first. It's just you shoot the stickies, just keep doing. It's really good damage, as you can see. Every one of them is gonna hit him for roughly 109. Well, on my set, but it's gonna be different for every monster because of the resistances. But the average is like gonna be like 92 or 90. Yeah, from 92 and higher. And this type of ammo, I like this type of ammo mainly. Like it KOs easily. It's gonna do the same amount of damage regardless of defenses or armor that the monster may have. It's gonna ignore all of that. For instance, this type of weapon works really great against Kuchala because even if he has the windshield, it's gonna go through and it's gonna stick to a body part. Same with Karen when he's got electricity around, or Teostra with the fire. Even though those repel away normal ammo or arrows and stuff, sticky ammo is always true. It's always gonna hit true. The main thing that I would want, like if you want to try it out, is just worry about the sticky first. Get used to how that feels, because every other ammo is gonna be the same, as far as reloading, and then having reserves. Now, one trick that is nice about this gun, so when I have ledges like this one right here and where I'm fighting, I always stay close to them for one main reason. So let's say I'm fighting Kirin and I'm shooting, and then I notice oh crap, I need to reload, right? So I'll climb on the ledge, and if you jump and then press triangle, the reload is much faster, and it's gonna be the same reload for any type of ammo. Yeah, so even if my stickies are fine, let's say I just finished shooting a volley of cluster bombs and I didn't have time to reload on the last volley before he got up. So what I'm gonna do, whenever I have time, change to my cluster bombs and then reload it that way, and then go back to stickies. Boom, boom. Okay, the monster just fell. Change to clusters and reload. It sounds very complex, but once you start doing it, it's like driving a car. When someone's explaining it to you, you're like, what? And then you just do it. Yeah, tell me, well, have you ever driven not a non-automatic vehicle? Yeah. So when you were learning first to shift, you're worrying about oh man, the clutch. Oh man. First, oh second, oh fuck, where is third? Fuck, and then now you don't even think about it. Your body just does it. Yeah. So yeah, even though this is a lot I just gave you, obviously the only way that you're gonna get a feel for it is just doing it. So I would just say focus on sticky ammo for now. Don't worry about changing ammunitions. The main thing, yeah, it's just stickies. Getting used to reloading, when to reload, get a feel for that timing. That's that. Once you learn that, whatever ammo type that you use is irrelevant. They all behave the same. You just gotta get used to how long it takes you to reload certain the stickies. Get used to recognizing ledge jumps so you can use those in your advantage, and start from there. As far as the skills. So I have guard up, but because you don't have guard up right now, the only difference is instead of you having if you look at my decorations, Oh, in fact, this is the setup that I would have you do. I have jumping, which is evade extender, and in heavy bow guns, that drastically changes the distance you cover. So here, I'll show you. I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna take these off for now. So normally with any other weapon is you like this is you dodging, right? Like you rolling, just jumping. So check out that distance. So I'm gonna jump from this barrel to the right. Remember that distance. All right, now we're gonna equip that again. And I'm gonna equip the max extender level, which is what we have for you. Where is it? Evade. There it is. So level 3. Alright, remember the distance that it took cover us earlier, right? Check out the distance with the heavy bow gun drawn. Almost triple. So you're gonna be able to avoid like virtually any attack because you're gonna be out of that area entirely, and that you only get that distance with a heavy bow gun drawn. And like notice how much, even though it uses a little more stamina than a normal roll, you're gonna be consuming only a little bit more per jump, but you're gonna be covering 3 times the distance. Yeah. So even Safi's, like, remember that attack that Safi has, that he'll stand on both his like rear legs and then shoot a beam to the ground and make it explode? So that's a huge area. With one jump you can get out of that area if you're in the middle. The reason you don't see many heavy bow guns and Safis is because that one was said to have a huge resistance against projectile like bow guns. That's why most people wouldn't use it. But yeah, so right now the only thing, remember, is get used to shooting the stickies, reloading, mobility on combat, and that's it. And then later on we can move on later, get a feel for that. Wait, what? How come I can see your no, I disagree? No, yeah, but like I thought I was in a different area. I guess not. That's weird. But yeah, so I would say let's get used to that. And the cool thing is, like, you could also put ammunition for healing or buffing others. You just gotta shoot at. You could shoot at people. Like at Bracky, whenever London would take a heavy damage and I feared he was gonna get killed, I would start like spamming recover ammo at him. Yeah, but that's just me trying to be fancy. You don't need to do that shit. No one expects heavy bowguns to be healers. In fact, like people who see you shooting healing stuff, they'd be like, "What the fuck is this fool doing?" But yeah, that's the thing. Just, you know. Well, it's alright. So this works for crafting absolutely anything, not just ammunition. So you go to customize radial menu, quest settings, choose which of the radial buttons you want to, radial areas you want to make into that. And then in here, so I'm gonna remove these so I can start you from scratch. Right, these 3. There's nothing in them. So when you click on which one you want to edit, we're gonna go into the items menu. Now, like the items, this is even if you don't have it in your inventory, you can set that radial area to be anything. So like if I wanted a might pill, I could just put a might pill there. The reason you see an X there is because I don't have any on me right now. So that's just, this menu right there is for you to be able to put quick access to any items that you think you're going to be using with this loadout. So this is my items area right here, these two, the top and the bottom. So the top is the one that I'm constantly this is where the one I most of the time keep active, because this is where I have my mantles. I have my Fartcaster right there for easy access. I should probably remove that because I don't really carry that anymore. And I have rations. I have my mega potions, my flash pots. Usually for any other build out there, I have my whetstone, but since this is a heavy bowgun, I don't need to sharpen it. So I just put my raider right there. Down here is like buffing stuff, so I have my Palico stuff. And then I have Astera Jerky. I always carry with me because when you eat it, when you have red health, it's gonna instantly recover the red health. And it also works to healing bleeding, but not carry it because it's kind of like another insta potion. And it's gonna also let me save my potions for times when I can't recover that much instantly. Dash juice doesn't really pertain, and it's probably carry over from other setup. Nullberries I always carry. Most monsters have some kind of blight or status that they land on you. Yeah, and then Dong Pods up there, and Max Potion. So Max Potion, I think I explained that to you. Even if I don't have max health when I start a mission, I wait till I take a couple of hits so I can get the benefit of recovery and then max out my health bar. So I always carry those. But yeah, these are my two where I have items. Now here is where I have my ammo types. So let's say I want to set it up for clusters, right? Since those are the ones I removed. So first I'm gonna go onto the ammo tab, ammo and coatings, which is the one to the right. I'm gonna select the cluster bomb level that I want to be able to equip when I have it on my inventory. I'm gonna put it there. Now the ones that I want to access the quickest without having to like try to be precise with my analog sticks are the ones that I'm gonna put in the cardinal points. So north, south, west, and east. Because hitting these when you're in combat, it can be tricky. So yeah, the ones that I want to access immediately, those are the ones I put in the cardinal points. Now I know from it, like, and this is something that we're gonna set up for you too if you decide to go with this, is so cluster bombs 3. If you look at my inventory, you can only carry 3 items, 3 rounds per the start. So you can only carry 3 rounds in your inventory at any time. So 3 rounds is pretty little if that's one of the main sources of damage that you want to do. So that means that you're gonna have to craft more when you deplete those 3 rounds. So we go back to the custom radial. So for level 3, I need the main ingredients for level 3 are level 3 gunpowder and a particular type of what are they called? Would you call them seeds? Kinda. Yeah, these like fruits, bomberries. Yeah, so like ammunition comes from like the plants that you see, like the blast nut trees, the bonberry trees, flow ferns. Those make water ammunition. Fire herbs make fire ammunition. So all of these ammos come from plants. The only difference, like what's gonna change the level is what gunpowder you mix with them. So you can craft any ammunition type level 1 with just the seeds or fruit, whatever we're gonna call it. But since I use in this build we're gonna use cluster bomb level 3. That means we need gunpowder level 3 and bunberries to make it. I mean, sorry, cluster bombs level 1 and gunpowder level 3. So that means we're gonna, so for that I'm gonna, so for crafting, this is the menu where you select what you want to craft with that. So we're gonna look for ammo, cluster bombs, right there. So right there it's showing us cluster bomb level 1 and then a gunpowder level 3. Right? Okay. So I know I'm gonna carry in those items, so I'm gonna select it. Now it's gonna ask you how many do you wish to craft every time you hit this button on the costume. So you can do it one by one, which is used to be the old way. This is actually new. Now you can actually just select all, and it's gonna craft all with just one hit. So, but now it's like, wait a minute. So if I need cluster bombs 1, which I'm carrying some, but there's only 3 of them. So that means I'm also gonna need to craft cluster bombs level 1. So I'm just gonna do the same and just put one for level 1, put all. So now whenever I use the 3 rounds that I have over cluster 4, since I'm already carrying some of cluster 1, I'm gonna be able to craft 3 without having to create one, like level 1 first. Once I run out of those, I'm just gonna create 1, then use those to create 3, and then just equip it. Again, I'm just over explaining, but you're just gonna have these, and you're just gonna have to, like, here. This is basically how it's gonna go. Whoops. I forgot how to use radials. What the fuck? Okay, this is really how it's gonna work. You're aiming, boom, boom, and you're just gonna go like, oh, this is red. That means if this is red, that means I have to craft these. I spam those, and then this is gonna become available. Spam that until I get a red eggs again, and then just equip the ammo. That's really all you're gonna do. You know, and if you're not sure, you can just hit it, and if nothing happens, hit the other one, and then equip it. That's it. That's really how you start learning. And like, see, I have the same for stickies. I have the level 1 there, and level 3 there, and then that. Oh look, I didn't know that you could change ammo while you're aiming, like focus aiming. That's why it's changing positions between cluster and the other ammos. Ah. Yeah. Oh look, this is how the shield behaves. That's it. And like, this is what would happen if you were gonna get hit. See the difference? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you still want to give it a try, let's go. Again, you have to worry about is just learn, shoot, reload. It doesn't even have to be stickies. Just shoot anything. Get used to the dynamic of shooting, reloading, and moving around. And then pointing your shield whenever you think you're gonna get hit. That concludes the class for now. Yeah, I realize it's a lot, but it's